Hi, welcome to Take 5 with ActiveYards. I'm your host, Rob Bradley, and today we're here to talk about website basics. I'm here joined by Scott Gamble, our Director of Marketing. And Scott, how are you today?
I'm great, Rob. Thanks.
Excellent. Well, listen, I wanted to get the show off today with a quick question on what do we mean by website basics?
Well, as everybody knows, websites today are still super important when it comes to, promoting your business, promoting brands, etc. So today we're just going to talk about a few concepts with regard to websites, particularly the ActiveYards website and dealer websites, and how those two things can tie together.
Excellent. Why is it important for dealers to consider their website user experience?
Well, so again, the user experience, people take it for granted. And the thing to think about is ActiveYards is out there advertising every day, dealers are out there advertising every day, and the whole goal of a lot of these advertisements is to drive traffic into either the ActiveYards website or the dealer's website. So it's very important to make sure those two experiences tie together, okay? So again, tying that ActiveYards website experience to the dealer website experience.
Gotcha. So how do the ActiveYards website and the dealer website work together then?
Well, let me give you a quick demo, and you'll see. So what I have up on the screen here is the ActiveYards website, and everybody should be familiar with this. Obviously, it's all about the vinyl and aluminum fencing, and one of the most important aspects of this, obviously, is when the homeowners or consumers come to this website, and they're all jazzed up about the ActiveYards products, whether it be aluminum or vinyl. The next thing they want to do is find a dealer, right? So they click on the Find a Dealer website. So once they click on the Find a Dealer website, they see, okay, enter my zip code. So let me just put in an example zip code here, 34243. And as everyone knows out there, all the ActiveYards dealers have exclusive territories, right? So as soon as the consumer puts in their zip code, boom, up pops the dealer in that territory. So in this particular case, I put in 34243, and that's Foremost Fence territory. So as you can see, the Foremost Fence listing comes up, with their logo, their address, their telephone number, website, and of course, if the consumer calls them, great. If not, they're going to click on their website. So when I talk about user experience, right, what's the consumer want to know? They want to know that there's a connection between where they just were and where they're going. So what do you see here, Rob? What gives you that connection?
ActiveYards authorized dealer.
Absolutely. So Foremost has done a fantastic job connecting the dots for the consumer or the homeowner, saying, oh, okay, you were just on the ActiveYards website, now you're on the Foremost Fence website, but they're tied together by the ActiveYards branding, okay? So it's really important for all the dealers out there to show the ActiveYards branding above the fold. And when I say above the fold, that means, show it before the user has to scroll. So make sure it's up on the upper part of the screen so they don't have to scroll down to see it, just like Foremost has done here. So like I said, Foremost has done a fantastic job connecting the dots for the homeowner or the consumer by saying, yes, I'm the authorized dealer for ActiveYards in my territory.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So a couple more questions on today's show. Listen, how much should ActiveYards have on the dealer website?
Well, it's great to have the ActiveYards logo above the fold. Like I said, super important. But the other thing that every dealer should take advantage of is all the excellent assets that we have in Binder that have all the photos of all the products. You should be calling out ActiveYards branding on both your vinyl and your aluminum category pages. You should be calling all the products by their proper names so that, again, the consumer knows when they're looking at your website what products they're looking at. So they're not just looking at generic white and black fences. That's super important. Use ActiveYards logos, use the product names throughout your vinyl and aluminum sections of your website.
Gotcha. And are there tools that dealers can use to improve their ActiveYards presence on their website?
Without a doubt. Like I mentioned, the Binder digital asset management site is an excellent resource for every dealer to use, and there's all kinds of assets there with regard to photographs. There's all kinds of things, logos, whatever they need, they can download those digital assets, insert them on their pages, and they're good to go.
Gotcha. Well, listen, everybody, thank you for joining us today for this special edition of ActiveYards Take 5, and we'll see you next week. This week's episode was sponsored by The Willow by ActiveYards.